Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims and welcome to the Franken-Legacy. You all voted for this. This is your fault. For anyone that might be new here, I'll run through my typical spiel. Hi, I'm Spacey. I am not for everyone. I am very obnoxious. I swear a lot. My channel is not exactly family friendly, not for young people, that kind of a thing. I have a bird who's obnoxious, but he sits with me all the time, and we talk to him sometimes, and sometimes he gets yelled at for being a jerk, and sometimes you will hear him shriek. Also, majority of the time, we'll get to why in this instance I'm saying a majority of the time, I typically play with male Sims, and all my Sims are generally gay, sometimes bisexual, but pretty much they're always gay. I just prefer to play with male Sims. It just happened at some point. I used to be like everybody else. I feel like when it was like, I always play with female Sims. I just prefer playing with female Sims and dressing them up. And then somewhere along the line, I tripped, fell, and flipped over to the other side of the fence. And now I'm the complete opposite. So I don't know, but there you go. So if you're ever looking like, ooh, use your not going to happen. We're always going to be playing with our sons and our male Sims. I just have more fun with them that way. If that's not your cup of tea, totally cool. I'm not planning on ever changing. If I change, it's just going to be because I do, not because people force me to. So again, if that's not your cup of tea, feel free to leave. You don't have to be here, okay? I hope that's all the warning signs that I give to people in the very beginning. You think I've done this enough that I would know, but yeah, mostly I play with male Sims. They're generally gay, and I swear a lot. Never gonna change, so fair warning. So Franken-Legacy, I know people are like, what in the world is that? You're not gonna find that anywhere. That is something that I have concocted myself. Asterisk on that, because I have concocted it myself, but it is a compilation of generations from other legacy challenges. So all I did was go, you know what? This gen and this legacy is really freaking awesome, and I like it a lot. Ooh, this one over here is really fun, and I just hodgepodge them together. So I didn't write the generations. Other people did, and I will tell you, obviously, which ones are written by who. And in each generation, before we start, I will let you know, obviously, we're playing, it's this legacy challenge, it's this generation title or number or whatever, and I will leave a link for the challenge itself, the full thing, in the description of the video so you can easily go find that challenge. I'm not going to list every single one of them that we're going to be doing right now on every video, just because at the moment this is a work in progress. So right now this could be a 5-gen legacy. It could end up being a 10. Maybe it'll go longer, who knows. At the moment I have 4 that I was really going to do, and then I found a couple other ones, so we have maybe 7. I'm still not 100% set on them. So that's why I said who knows what we're going to do. I have the first generation set. That's the one we're going to start with. I have the second one thought out, and then I still haven't figured out where the other ones I want to kind of put in. Because, as you know, obviously, if you've watched any legacy challenges or if you've ever read a legacy challenge, you know the person who is writing the challenge spends time and thinks about the story and then how it flows into the next gen. All right? So ours aren't going to flow that well, but I still want a little bit of a flow where you could kind of see where it makes sense. Like, oh, this kind of makes sense, and not, this came out of nowhere, it makes no sense whatsoever. They're probably going to make no sense whatsoever, to be fair, but the first 2 seem to make sense. But so that's just the background on the Franken-Legacy. If you have generations, like a gen that you love in a legacy. Oh my God, Gen 6 in this legacy is my favorite one. It's so fun. Feel free, please leave those suggestions, because like I said, right now, it's up in the air how long this is going to be, but I might read those and go, oh my God, that's all. Yeah, we want to put that one in there. Or you know what? I like that better than one that I had, and I'm going to switch it out, because nothing is set in stone except for first gen. I think that's all I wanted to tell you. Also, no, the save file we are using is Plumbob Kingdom's Ultimate Save File. I will leave a link for that as well in the description. We're going to be using that for the whole challenge unless this bursts into flames. Which is fair enough, it might, because if you've been here for a while, you know that when we run a legacy challenge, it's going to take us 5 years to finish this. Okay? Also, all my episodes are usually about an hour long. This one might be longer or whatever. It might just be an intro. We might not get too much into gameplay. I have set this up, and I have been playing a little bit here and there to try to set up a story, and I was going to do like a little backstory kind of thing and tell you the backstory and show you photos, and I was like, yeah, that's going to take a lot to set. We're just going to go through kind of the backstory. The first generation that we are playing is from Crybaby Whims. It is the Gen 1, which is Dollhouse, for that challenge. I don't have the rules up for... I have the rules all written down in my notebook. I don't have the little backstory for that legacy or that generation, so I'm just going to kind of paraphrase it. Basically, how we've crafted ours. So that one was basically... When I was reading through legacies in that one, the first gen got my juices flowing and ideas, and I was like, I could see how this could play out and what I wanted to do. The rest of this, like the stuff, I was like, oh, okay, normal gen stuff didn't have that spark. I'm pretty sure Crybaby Whims is also based on Melanie Martinez songs, and I don't really, I know who she is, but I don't know any of her songs, so, it's not gonna spark in me what it would people who are fans of hers, you know what I mean? There's Taylor Swift legacies, and you're like, listen, I know Taylor Swift songs, but, I'm not gonna be like, ooh, legacy for, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna have that same spark for it that other people that are huge Swifties are gonna have, you know what I'm saying? But there was something about this one that kind of did it for me. The background in general, if I can remember correctly without having to grab my phone and bring up the stuff, again, I will leave for this generation. The link to Crybaby Whims will be in the description, so you can always refer back to it if you're interested in this challenge and you want to check it out yourself and play the whole thing. This is kind of like we're going to introduce you to a bunch of legacies just randomly. Just randomly. You know what I mean? It's going to take us 5 years, and some of them are going to be really outdated by that point. Also, okay, not that you're going to remember, because I won't remember, but in a year or two, there's going to be new challenges out there, and we might find ones this is a new challenge 2 years from now that's got all the new gameplay that's come out in the last 2 years in it. That might be a lot of fun, to throw in here. So, again, keep that in the back of your mind, because I'm going to forget in 2 years, but maybe you guys will remember, because you're better at remembering the shit than I am. Anyway, so for Dollhouse, it's basically you gotta have your perfect little white picket fence life. Your family was kind of always perfect on the outside, but maybe not so much on the inside type of a thing. And, so I'm just gonna read the rules kind of, and then we'll explain how we did the story, because I'm not gonna paraphrase it as well as if I actually read the synopsis. But I generally don't read the synopsis of a legacy, here's the background for your character. Because as we play them, a generation, that background that the legacy writer created doesn't always fit with how our Sims ended up in that generation. You know what I mean? It'll be you always hated your parents. And I'll be but my Sims got along with their parents, so it doesn't really fit. So I never, ever usually use that background info, but for this one, it kind of sort of fit a little, and it was okay, wait, so, okay, your family's a little, imperfect hiding. But anyway, the rules that you have to have for this, you're supposed to have a high school sweetheart that you start on bad terms with. We'll get more into that, because it doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense. You're supposed to have, basically, the rules say you're supposed to be madly in love with your spouse. I changed that, though. I'm going to say you have to have a caring spouse. just because, wow, my screen just went dark because I've been sitting here for a while. These are our characters. I want to introduce you to the whole backstory. You know, you're supposed to have your perfect white picket fence life. You have to rebuild your relationship with your high school sweetheart. That's why you have a bad terms with it, because it's going with the like idea that you're starting your sim as a young adult, so you kind of have to cheat things around. I started our sim as a teenager and kind of went in just to set up and see if I could find relationships and friends and people to kind of write the story that I had in my head, and it worked out really well using the save file. Anyway, you're supposed to hook up with your ex, have a baby with your ex, raise the baby under your roof, and you're supposed to have kids with your spouse, obviously. It says 3 kids, and I said maybe change that. We'll just say, however, but we'll get to that. They are having 3 kids. You're supposed to divorce your spouse as an adult, master your aspiration, which is successful lineage, and I put in here, maybe your spouse has an affair because you're not really attentive to them, but we'll see what happens. Your colors are yellow and white, and your traits are perfectionist, paranoid, and family-oriented. Now, I told you the rules about it before the story because we have the Queen family. So right here, I kind of forget everybody's names. Let me go in. These are our parents, okay? They were, I think, yeah, okay. So this is Delilah. This is our mother, okay? This is our Sim's mom. So she is like the perfect quintessential housewife. I kind of went with this as if, because the story that it was spurning to me when I was reading it, it was like, oh, this is some 1950s rules kind of stuff. Like, if you're a little perfect white picket fence, and then you've got your, like, high school sweetheart who's your ex-lover, who you're not supposed, who then you're having an affair with and stuff. And we'll get to a little bit more in detail as we progress through the backstory, why I was like, oh, this is so good. And again, I'm sure you could tell as you were looking at the families sitting out there, I don't see any gay couples. Yes. And Spacey, you play with gay Sims. I do. So can you see where this is going? Our poor little Sim boy lives in the closet. Well, he's a little bisexual, but like, he's bisexual, but he definitely living in a closet. But Chadwick Queen is like, fabulously wealthy. He's all these things, ambitious, self-assured, materialistic. He is a very like high-level politician. You are supposed to, in this, eventually get a career as a politician once you leave your spouse. I hate the politics career. I don't want to do it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make our dad a politician, and I'm going to start our Sim as a politician, who then is going to quit because he hates it. It's not what he wants. Okay? So, Chadwick over here is very much like, has high expectations that his son is going to follow in his footsteps. He's going to be a politician. I'm showing you all his outfits and stuff like that. Not like it matters, but you know what? Whatever. I didn't spend too much time on him or his wife. And I randomized. It was a random queen. Oh, works for me. So we didn't spend a lot of time coming up with their names. Just their backstory. But anyway, so that's that. And like Delilah is just very much like the perfect spouse to her husband. She has they have a lot of weird skills because I just use MC Command Center to be like, add skills. Just add skill points randomly for all their skills. So they have the most random they have every skill and they're so random. But I didn't want to be like, okay, I did cheat. Like she's the perfect chef. You know what I mean? She's perfect at cooking. She's, the housewife. Their relationship, I think, is a little like rocky at the moment, which is perfect. Because again, I played our Sim and his sister as teens for a little while. I wanted to get into the save file. I wanted to find Sims in high school for them to be friends with and stuff like that. And it just kind of, hopefully we don't go into their house perfectly. But anyway, so Chad over here, Chadwick was perfect when I randomized. I was like, yeah, because he's a Chad. Works. Had high expectations for his son. Basically kind of also decided, okay, so these are the altos. Holly Alto is over there. This is Vita, and I forget her husband's name. Well, here you go. These are Sims that Plumbob Kingdom made over or added. I think Holly Alto, she's always been, she's a name in The Sims, but has she always been in the base game? But I don't think her parents were, so I don't really know the story with that. But anyway, this is the story that Plumbob Kingdom put for them. They're new money, they're unscrupulous business practices have gotten them far in this town. Unofficially, they own most of the local shops, but how did their daughter become such a goody two-shoes? I had Chadwick go in and create a politician group, like a club, and add every politician that we could. And okay, and Vita was one of them, and they Altos were the only one with a daughter, and I was like, perfect. So it was basically an arranged marriage for our son Raphael and Holly. So that's them right there. We'll get to them when we go in and play. So it was like an arranged, oh, she's perfect, blah, blah, blah. And he gets along with Holly. He likes Holly. It's not that their relationship's bad or anything. But, we'll get to that too. And then the land grabs. They're here too because our sister Gemma over here is married to Malcolm. I've never used the land grabs in a game. I've always usually if I use my save files, I delete the townies because I'm sick of them. But with this, I was like, this is perfect because, okay. So Raphael having to be the perfect son and, oh, you're going to go into politics just like me and you have to be on the football team and whatever. He played football in high school, was never the best at it, did try, but whatever. We made him a group for football with just random Sims, and it was just kismet that Malcolm Landgrab was here because the way Plumbob Kingdom made him with his douche chain. He was wearing the thickest fucking chain and he just looked like a douche. And he is like evil and douche. Like he's basically a douche, but it was perfect because the story I had in my head was like, okay, so Raphael being forced on the football team was always going to be maybe kind of bullied by someone that was like whatever, and they were going to be secret lovers, and that is Malcolm. So in high school, they were both on the football team. Malcolm always kind of teased him and was a little bit of a dick to him because, to be fair, Raphael only really they went to a preppy school, like a private school, private prep school kind of a thing. Raphael only really got on the football team because of nepotism. It was like your dad wants you on it and you're like not the best and the coach is like whatever. They kind of have to deal with him. He does try because he's not like he wasn't the kind of kid who was like, oh, my dad will get me anything, whatever. He's like, I have to try and I have to do my best and I suck at this, but like he at least tried. But, there was one instance where there was like probably a football game, whatever. And then all the teenagers are hanging out in the woods, having like a little kegger, whatever. And secretly, little drunkenly, he and Malcolm had a little makeout session, okay? And Raphael was like, okay, well, I think he's always known that he's a little bisexual and like whatever, but it's one of those like, I can't talk about it. I can't tell my parents because they're very much not gonna accept that. They have a strict plan for him, and they've been kind of, I don't want to say pushing Holly on him, but being like, oh, Holly, that's great, whatever. Like, they've been pushing him in this direction his whole life, basically, for a long ass time, like, gonna sell him to her. And he gets along with her, so, whatever. But, that whole little thing with Malcolm was like, oh, okay, yeah, can't talk about that. But then he, like, one day after football practice, probably because he did like a shit job and Malcolm was being a little punk, whatever it was, you two have to clean up all the fucking equipment and clean up the gym, what the fuck ever, right? Leaves them alone, and there is a little, oh yeah, they're gonna fight. Malcolm's being a little bit of a dick, and then somehow they both get a little dick in the shower, if you know what I mean? And there is some crazy monkey sex in the shower, in high school, and, so Malcolm is his high school sweetheart. Malcolm is the person that, like, he's just got feelings for, and I think Malcolm's probably always just been a dick to him because, a little bit like, I'm attracted to you and I just never knew that about myself type of a thing. I don't think the land grabs would give a fuck. Maybe they would because they kicked out Johnny, and they were like, fuck you, you're not good enough. So maybe they would, and maybe Malcolm's a little bit, like, afraid of coming out of the closet too, to be fair. I don't know. But the thing is, Malcolm didn't know that like Raphael was basically gonna marry Holly. He had no idea about any of this. It's kind of like because it's outside his scope of knowledge. Like he doesn't know about that shit. He's not part of that world in a way, you know? So when there was this like when he found out that Raphael and Holly were engaged or whatever like that, again, kind of like family arranged, wasn't really his choice. We got to suspend our disbelief that people would still do this to their kids, but let's just suspend our disbelief that, like, what the fuck? It's 2025. It's not in this Sims timeline, okay? Let's just pretend it's not. We're using old fashioned rules here, okay? There's something going on in the ultimate save file. I don't know what Plumbob Kingdom put in the water. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know what they put in the water here. But anyway, so I feel like Malcolm probably would have been like, fuck what people think for Raphael, you know what I mean? But once he kind of found out that Raphael was engaged to Holly, he kind of felt slighted and was like, you know what? I thought we had something. What the fuck? And he got really angry, really jealous, and his revenge was, I'm gonna date and fuck your sister then. I'm gonna fuck your sister! And then now they're married with 2 kids. So let's go in here. So that's why the land grabs are here, because I don't know if aging, well, they're just part of our story. So this is our sister Gemma. She's always been sweet and wonderful and adorable. She's good, she's proper, and she aged up outgoing. She's just, you know, whatever. And she's the neighborhood confidant because she just wants everyone to chat with her and talk to her and tell her things. And she's just good and wholesome, okay? I think she only has 1 outfit, yeah, because we don't, no offense, we don't care. You know, and then, so she's also kind of a little bit almost like the perfect society wife, even though Malcolm's on the kind of shaky side of society, to be fair, the Landgrabs. You know, you can't tell she is pregnant, with a daughter, and they already have a daughter. So I kind of did this because I was like, okay, I was playing with them as teens. The best part about this, when I was playing with them as teens or whatever, because I like I said, I wanted to go in and find, you know, other Sims in the world. I created their family, and then I was like, I don't feel like creating a family for Raphael's wife and then for Gemma's husband and then setting that up. I'm like, let me just see who's in the world. Let's use who's in the world. And it kind of just worked out this way. And I was like, perfect. So that's why I started playing with them as teens, but I didn't like, okay, I didn't want to play with them as teens for us. I wanted to craft the backstory. I just didn't want to create all the Sims for said backstory. It was just easier that they existed here already. But here's Violet, their daughter. I just created her in CAS, randomized genetics, so it's not like I played through and got them married or whatever. I just played them as teens. I aged them up. I cheated ages and stuff like that, and I made her in CAS and everything, and then I just kind of MC Command Center made Gemma pregnant. So, you know, whatever. And changed their relationship. So it's not like I went through and I had weddings and then we had the baby and then they gave birth. I didn't play through it like that. I cheated a lot of it. But the best part, when I was playing with them as teenagers and stuff like that at first, Malcolm never showed up at school, right? He shows up at school one day, asks Raphael to go to prom, and then they actually woohooed in the shower because Raphael was right there, and I'm like, let's see if we can mess around in the shower. And they did, and I was like, look at that. It's like the idea I had is just perfectly working. And then the best part is, though, then Malcolm decided, again, so this is the Malcolm that Plumbob Kingdom kind of made over and stuff like that. I did, when I aged him up, changed his hair and everything like that, and his... Oh, you are not supposed to have that outfit. That was your, like, school uniform in case I was going to take a bunch of pictures. I forgot to take that off of you. I changed his hair and his outfits and stuff like that and got rid of his douche chain. Yeah, it was so douchey. He looked like such a douche. But I changed some of his outfits and stuff like that just so he looks kind of like a young adult so that they don't look exactly like they did as teenagers. Especially because, you know, if they had photos. And because originally my plan was like, oh, we're going to go through and I'm going to take photos and then I'm going to walk you through the story with background photos. And then I was like, that's going to take too fucking long. And I'm lazy, guys. Doing this and setting it up and playing for a couple of hours and everything. But yeah, so I didn't make him or anything like that. Nothing like that. And I think I might have like changed his eyebrows and then, like I said, just changed his hair. But, you know, and gave him my skin overlay and eyelashes because that's what I like to do. But otherwise, he is how he was made. So I don't think we saw Violet's like a little face up close. Again, she was just randomly created and cast. So, you know, I'm not sure. I don't think I gave you those eyes. Why does everybody put those on? Like, there you go. So, and you actually I didn't give you a skin overlay. Huh. I didn't give you my little skin overlay because you look a little strange without it. And we'll give you some eyelashes. There you go. Your mom doesn't need them because she's got like the fucking 3-foot long block lashes that the game gives. And it was like, that's just how she randomized. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to try to take them off and whatever. It's fine. She's fine. And then this way she can wear her wedding ring all the time. But it's kind of fucked up because our sister does not know about our relationship with Malcolm and everything like that. And Raphael and Gemma have a really great relationship. They've always been like really best buds and really close. They did it autonomously when I played with them for a little while. So I was like, that's like really sweet. And we're going to break her heart because we're going to fuck her husband. You know? But, you know, and then I wonder what the Landgrabs. The Landgrabs seem like the perfect family. Wealthy, well-mannered, brilliant. But Nancy and Jeffrey are each hiding something. Will their secrets tear them apart? Or will they continue to build a wealthy dynasty? It's really funny because they sound a little more wholesome than the Altos. But, like, here's Chadwick being like, Holly is a gem. So we'll go into our family. Okay, but also, so in Willow Creek, right next to the Goth household, that's where we live. So where we lived. So the Queen family, that's where our parents live. Gemma and Malcolm kind of live over here in this nice little house. And again, she is pregnant with another daughter. I also loved the fact that when I picked the Altos and the Landgrabs, I was like, oh, they live motherfucking right across the street from each other. That was perfect. I don't know. And where the hell do we live? Oh, we live in Newcrest. I had to evict a family from this adorable fucking house. So, you know. So technically, for this, we have already completed our perfect white picket fence life because, you know, I didn't want to start off and like, okay, now we've got to find a spouse. I wanted to give us a little bit of a backstory and kind of start because when I read this, I was like, oh, I can see how this is going to go and whatever. I will also go into MC Command Center and go into our household. And I was debating because like I said, I gave them their daughter. I kind of went into Cass and went randomize a child. And here we go. This is what we got. What's her name? Lola. Okay. So this is Holly. Again, she is seriously pregnant because she's about to give birth. I didn't want her to be the same days pregnant as Gemma. Like, because technically Raphael's older. Raphael and Malcolm are older. Holly and Gemma are younger. But I think Holly might be a little bit older than Gemma. Like, age, I wanted them to be slightly different. Anyway, she is good and a vegetarian. That's going to be a pain in the motherfucking ass. Because she's going to eat meat left and right and then get mad at me. And then when she aged up, she randomized generous. And she's a friend of the world. Like, because she's just super sweet and adorable. Like, so here she is. And again, Plumbob Kingdom kind of either made her or gave her makeovers or whatever. All I did was change her makeup a little bit, hair and stuff, and change her clothes for aging her up. So, and she was wearing these boots. I just left them on. So here's one of her outfits and her super pregnant belly. And, oopsie. And here's her other outfit. You know, this is now her formal wear. She originally had a wedding dress. I did for them have them because I have photos and stuff that I did take with people as teens. I did want wedding photos for them in their house, so I did like actually have them get married so they could take photos, but I couldn't get a good shot, so they just have wedding photos that's behind their house. So they really didn't need to. I could have just given them like wedding clothes, but you know. Anyway, so and some of the stuff like her bracelet, her nails, her bathing suit, some of the stuff she had when she was a teenager like these shorts and the bracelet and shoes and like obviously because I would never put these. I don't particularly like these shoes, but I was like, she had some of it. I'm like, I just like changed the top for her for, you know what? This is actually the same winter where she had as a teen. I was like, whatever, who cares? Um, this is our daughter Lola. Uh, she's adorable, but like the toddlers are always adorable. So her little outfits, you know what I mean? This one's so fucking cute. I don't know why I never see this one. It's adorable. Bathing suit, her little hot weather, and her cold weather. And then our main queen, quite literally, Raphael. He's the queen of my heart. But I didn't mean queen because he's a little bisexual. But, you know, that works too, I guess. Successful lineage, that's what he had to have. And again, he is paranoid, a perfectionist, and family-oriented. Those are the things that he is supposed to have. And again, he is not supposed to be in the politics. I was going to say politician. He's not supposed to be a politician, and then I came out politics. That's weird. He's not supposed to be in the politician career, not supposed to deal with that until he gets a divorce and then does it, but I've reversed it. I want him to start off in it. Again, daddy got him the job. He doesn't really enjoy it. He hates it, but he's following in like what his father wants him to do. He cares about Holly. They have a good relationship, but what I want to do for him is when they're supposed to get a divorce after he has his affair with Malcolm and everything, is he's gonna basically quit that job. Because it's just going to be like, I need to quit my job. I'm leaving my spouse. I'm running away with my lover. And I don't give a fuck if everybody knows I'm gay as shit. But again, like, to be fair, he's not really. Because, like, he does care about Holly. So I think right now he's in his bisexual era. And maybe he'll stay that way. You know what I mean? Because it's not that, like, you know, he hates her or anything like that. They get along well. But anyway, his colors, like I said, are supposed to be yellow and white. Their house is not yellow and white because it was one that was already here and I did not want to redecorate it. But he got the yellow and white colors. So, you know what I mean? This is tannish, but close enough. His formal outfit. Again, I changed it from his wedding outfit. So, you know, I did something. His active wear. We got our sleep wear. We got our party wear, our swimwear. It was so funny because I gave them both makeovers, did everything, went to go to a park so I could have them get married, and the game totally froze. And I was like, I didn't save them. Like, because everyone else, I'd gone into their house, done stuff, and then I went saving manage worlds, blah, blah, blah. Did them, go back in, and I'm like, so I got to give him makeovers again. So some of their outfits are a little bit, most of his are basically the same. That's his hot weather. And then his cold weather is mostly just white, but whatever. And also, you know, here's our little adorable face. You know what I mean? And actually, I think, if I remember correctly, because it's really only been like a week since I started putting this together and like, I mean, the backstory's been in my head for a while now. You know what I mean? I'm like, I had this idea, but like creating the Sims and everything for it. I'm pretty sure what I did is I created Delilah and Chadwick, just like randomized them when I'm like, okay, yeah, no, this works. I like this. Okay. And then I used Play with Genetics to create him and Gemma. So it's not like I crafted him. He was sort of, I mean, I kind of did. I tweaked him a little bit, but. So you want to talk, why do you have relationship fears? Your husband is actually, fear of being cheated on, you know? I don't blame you for that. Anyway, she is pregnant with twins too, because MC Command Center is funny. So I didn't want to like do try for baby or whatever. So I was like, I'm just going to randomize a pregnancy, and it gave us twins. And then I was like, do I want to start out with that? Maybe they'll have kids later. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I don't know. And then I was like, so I kind of like canceled it, and then I was like, you know what? No. We should just do it. She should just be pregnant now. Like, we'll start off this way, you know, instead of like whatnot. And then so I did it again, and she's pregnant with twins again, and twin boys both times. So all I know is most likely our heir will probably be the child that we have with Malcolm. So since we can't try for baby, because MC Command Center is a little broken and Try for Baby is broken, and everybody gets violently angry that you had the audacity to ask. Um, no political cause chosen. No, you know what? I want you to be stressed out because you hate being in politics. Um, I think what I do want to do, well, what I'm gonna do, because you can't try for a baby, I will probably do it myself, like go into MC Command Center and be like pregnancy choice, and then do that and just cheat it. Unless it's an accident, unless the accidental pregnancy works, but sometimes that doesn't work depending on the save file for me either. Like sometimes it works left and right, but lately because try for a baby is broken, the risky woohoo is kind of a little weird in a lot of my game save files. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Um, I don't know, but yeah. So anyway, this is the house. I didn't build this. I don't know if Plumbob Kingdom built it or he got it from the gallery or like I have no idea how it works with the save file. To be fair, I was just like, I need a new save files because I keep using the same ones over and over. So let's use a different one. And then I was like, let's find some good ones. This one is jam packed full. And I wanted them to have a house, and I didn't feel like building one this world. The good thing about it is it's jam-packed full with Sims. The bad thing about it is it's jam-packed full with Sims. There's no place for you motherfucking Sims to move. You got to evict motherfuckers. So I did. I evicted the nice little family that lives here because we got a pool. We actually have a white picket fence. It's not really a picket fence, but whatever. And we got the little sandbox area. There's toys out here. We got a tree house ready to go. It's all perfect for our children. And he's got to have a successful lineage and he's family oriented. So this is like the perfect house for them. Plus, I think it's got some like child's play and like other skills and stuff. So this is their bedroom. As you can see, they have one of their giant wedding photos. So see, there's their wedding photo. Look, they're wearing, you can't tell. You can't tell. And I literally took it right here. Because I didn't have a good camera and I wanted big ones. And I was like, fuck, I didn't think to get them a camera when I was at the park. And I was like, oh, whatever. So this is their bedroom. And there's all like another little wedding photo of them. This is just right now like a guest bedroom, I guess. Wholesome dynamic, sure. So then we've got this little piano alcove over here. I haven't poked around too much, so we've got like a nice little board game area, just like a family sitting room. We've got a place for photos. We didn't have any in this direction, but we have some photos here. Another wedding photo. And then, your hair is almost the same. It is different. I did not realize it looks almost exactly the same. You can't really see it right now, but that's him and Gemma. Like, this one's a little more, the wispies are a little bit loose, but like, I did not realize just how identical it was. Okay, I wanted to change his hair, but like, well, whatever. It's a different hairstyle. This one's just a little bit kind of longer in the back, and I mean, and not quite as slicked back. It's a little bit more unruly, but it does look almost the same. Well, I'm nothing if not consistent. This is an infant room, so we'll put one of our babies in here. I don't know where the other one's going. This is Lola's room right now. It's perfect for her. This will be one of the kiddos' rooms. I mean, we are having twins now, so I guess we'll have to kind of give this one a makeover later. And obviously downstairs, this is their little living room area, with a fish tank and stuff like that. They're open. Their little foyer, which again I put some pictures here, so him and Gemma and their wedding picture and stuff like that. Kitchen's over here. And then they have a bar. Okay, nice. And then like a little kid playpen, whatever there. Oh, she's aggressive. Good, great. Love that for us. And the thing he has in his inventory, which I'm not putting out anywhere, I wanted an office for him. And I'm thinking maybe we can, if we turn this into like one of the other kids' rooms, it's not quite the same size. Maybe we'll turn that into an office for him or something. Or the boys can share this room and then this, we can move. I don't know. But I want him to have an office. Right now he's just working in their bedroom. But an office that maybe she's not going to go into because, well, he has this photo. This was a photo that he and Malcolm took, a little romantic photo in the photo booth. And, he still keeps that. So, I mean, so like his hair does look really simple. Oh god, it was really hard to find a hair that worked on him, though. You know what I mean? And you can see Malcolm's hair was different. He's not wearing his like douche chain in this, but he was wearing those chains, and even it was under the shirt. You took the shirt off, he was wearing that fucking chain. It was there. Like he had either a silver one, like the thick ass one. It was ridiculous. I was like, you look like a jackass, and it's perfect. But anyway, so he's got that in his inventory. Probably like a photo on his phone locked away somewhere, like a locked file. I don't know. Or he's got it somewhere and it's in like a file folder somewhere, and she's like, oh, it's political shit, and she doesn't like, she's not gonna go snooping and whatever, and just doesn't know that he's got photos, that photo buried somewhere of him and Malcolm. And their relationship, like, see, they're doing good. He and Malcolm, I cheated their relationship to be kind of bad. The friendship is not as bad, but the romance is definitely bad. And we are going to work on that to try to get it back to normal. But like for right now, I didn't want their friendship to be totally red. I made it a little bit less because he's your brother-in-law. You know what I mean? Even though you have a thing for him, and like, and that's the thing again. Malcolm being like, "You're marrying Holly, fuck you. I'm going to fuck your sister," and then marries her, you know. And I have a feeling, I didn't really think about it, but the way it kind of seems is almost like Gemma probably got pregnant, you know, early on in their relationship, maybe when she was like 18 or so, when they first started dating, because their toddlers are the same age. And Raphael is a few days older than her. I don't like, I mean, I cheated him, so he's only got 20 days left. Holly has 25. I think Gemma had like 27 maybe. Um so it'd be like Holly might be a year older and Raphael was a few years older. You know what I mean? And I think Malcolm is roughly the same age as he is. Actually, let's see. No, they're not. Obviously, Gemma's not changing age because she's pregnant, but 2 out of 28, because so she's got 26. So they're basically, yeah, and she's got 25. Okay. Um, so yeah, they're roughly, you know what I mean? But like since they have children that are the same age, and like he would actually, I feel like Holly should be a little bit older than that then, but I didn't want her to be too much older, but it's actually probably true. We should probably take like another 2 days off of her age. Okay, so she should be a little bit older. But like they would have gotten married and like had their baby right away, and it's one of those, then like Gemma got pregnant. But like, and I don't think it was planned. I kind of feel like perhaps, are you going to go, you're going to go read to her because you're family oriented and you love your kids, even if, and I mean, you do love Holly. We've seen the relationship is decent. Doesn't mean you don't pine over Malcolm every once in a while. Um, but I feel like Malcolm would have kind of maybe not planned, obviously, on Gemma getting pregnant and wasn't planning on actually dating her or being with her like that. It was just like a spite thing, and then it happened, and he's like, okay, whatever, because I think he does like her. Because to be fair, when I was playing and setting it up, no sooner did he like we had them fool around at school, and then I come home from school, whatever, with them, and then Malcolm calls up Gemma to hang out. And I was like, let's have her flirt and see if they can. And then I was like, clicked on mess around, and they went and fooled around in a dumpster. And then later autonomously did it that day. So it was like, well, I mean, and their relationship went really up. So I don't think that Malcolm like doesn't like Gemma, you know what I mean? But I definitely think the pregnancy was 100%. I'm not sure, you probably did that because you're an asshole. You got the destructive thing. You don't need a bath. Um, Oh, we do need to have food out though, because I don't think we have food in this house. I did think, oh no, we do. I had him cook. A light sleeper. Oh dear God. Child, you were the worst. This kid is the worst. She's destructive and a light sleeper. She's aggressive, sorry. She loves sounds. She's aggressive and a light sleeper. Kill me now. This kid's gonna be a pain in my ass. When do you age up? Oh, luckily in 2 days, because like I was playing a little bit. Thank fucking God, to be fair. Good. Why does she look blue right now? Um, but yeah, so that's basically what we're gonna do. We're gonna have our kids. He's gonna raise his family, be family oriented, do all that kind of stuff, and we're going to try to repair our relationship with Malcolm, so that they can run away together when they're adults. So we got 20 days basically to fix our relationship. Um, I'm gonna have you go to work, even though you hate it. To be fair, oh, Holly is also gonna go to work. I think Holly is, oh, she's a teacher. Okay. I was like, why? I'm like, I gave her a job. I figured, because she's like a little friend of the world. She's generous and giving. That like, I felt like, you know what, she could work as a teacher. Generous and good. And she got the family oriented thing autonomously. And I was like, okay. Fear of being, and she graduated with honors. Look at her. I don't think we did. It's like barely passed. He refused when I did play with them and I was in school. He refused to go to class. He never went. Gemma would go to class and he'd be off doing what the fuck ever. He got detention. Surprised he didn't get kicked out. I think that was his way of rebelling, for the fact that he didn't like really want to be at this private school and like whatnot. Maybe Malcolm didn't. No, Malcolm had to have gone to school with. I was like, maybe Malcolm didn't go to school with him. Malcolm had to have. Otherwise, we're giving them the magic trash can. I hate regular trash cans. We don't deal with this pish posh. We need the magic trash can so we get some money back. Okay, we'll put this one here. I'm gonna put it like this so it's like not quite in our blinds. He had to have, otherwise we would have been on the football team and all that stuff wouldn't have happened that I crafted into my story. Whatever. But, I'm surprised. This didn't take as long to go through the backstory and everything as I thought it would with the challenge and everything like that. But, welcome to the Franken-Legacy. Have fun with it. We're gonna have oh, look at you in your rumpled suit. You're like Fox Mulder in the 90s, in that rumpled 90s suit. Oh, right. Well, good. Our child will go away. I don't have to be with her. Send her away! Bye, kiddo! And we can super speed through this. We don't have any... Okay, I was like, we don't have any pets, so why are we, like, gone into labor? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. She's returned from daycare, but Holly is not home. I need to leave early. Oh, there she is. Okay, hold on. Let's leave early. I can't click on her to say go to the hospital, have baby at hospital. Can I? Oh, I can. Have baby at hospital. We're going to join. Where is our husband? I can't take Raphael. Okay, hold on a second. Let me have him... No, not fight the power. No, not repair. I need you to leave early. Yes, leave early. Leave early. Okay, now I need to have her have baby at hospital. We're going to join her. Now we can take him with us. I know, it's like, you didn't work. I know, but my wife is having a baby. She's having twins. My wife is having 2 babies. Fuck my job. And honestly, he would just, I don't think he loves his job, but So again, this will be fun. We're gonna just do all sorts of random shenanigans. There we go. Oh, I've never been to this hospital, obviously, because our kids were randomly generated and cast, but like, okay, cool. Oh my god, wait. This is so cute. I like this save file. Because it's new and it's different and I haven't seen all this shit before. I like some of the other save files we use, but we use them a lot. So it's like, sometimes a new one is fun. And this is a good one. empty floor up there just to give it the looks, but you got like, the kitchenette area, doctor's like exercise room and a lounge. Okay. Oh my God, Jeffrey Landgrab is birthing our children. You gotta go potties, buddy? Bye, bird. Oh my God. That is so funny. I mean, I think I should have known he was a doctor when I was playing with him. But, it was really cool. You're a jackass. I threw you to your cage so that you would fucking go... Why are you not with your wife? Likes video games, sure. Okay. Okay, we don't have names for this. Forrest. Sure. Forrest and Reese. Sure. Do they matter so much? Not really, I don't care. Again, like I said, I think our child... Like, we're supposed to... Like, he loves all his kids and he's supposed to take all of them. Like... She's like, it's so funny, like, when after giving birth, the Sims are always like, oh my God, I hate this. But their needs are perfect. But it's like I just had a human sliced out of me, and the doctor probably ripped my heart out, to be fair. But, like, anyway, I think our heir to the legacy will probably be the child we have with Malcolm. However, it's whichever one of them I like the most. Right now, it's not going to be Lola, obviously, because I like playing with male Sims, like I said, and Lola is an asshole. Oh, you! I don't know who this guy is, but it's the only other person that Holly really knew, and was close to. I don't think I have aging in the background on. I'm not sure. Are the other people aging? Disabled. No. Okay. So the other Sims in the background don't age, only the played households. That explains why the land grabs are in our played household. I want to make sure Jeffrey and Nancy age. Are you romancing a teenage boy? Sir? I think that's wildly inappropriate. You know what? You got more problems than coming out of the closet. Jesus! Typical politician. Romancing young boys. Perv. I mean, maybe we really should make you quit the politician career if you're going to be like this. Like, Jesus. Holy hell. There you go. Where are your kids? Okay, they're both in here. It is a weird place for them because we don't really have room for two. I mean, I guess we could probably get rid of... Well, okay, hold on a second. Well, actually, no. You know what? Fuck it. I was going to say, you know what? For now, can we just put them out in the hallway so we can get to them easier? I was gonna say, oh, we need another crib. We can get rid of this stuff and put a crib there. No, fuck it. One of them can go on the playmat. They are never in their damn cribs. They're always on the floor. No, Sim. Even when you're like, put them in the crib and then put them to bed, you're like, okay. And then you go check on someone else and someone is picking up the baby and putting it on the floor. And you were like, why? It was in the crib. It's like the baby was crying, so I picked it up and put it down. And it's like, God, you suck. So... Anyway, you want to read to a child for a total of 2 hours. Okay, we should read to our child. More child parenting. No. Toddler care. More choices. Friendly activities. Read a toddler book. Holly! Holly, why are you still pregnant? Sweetie. No, that's not fair. Poor Holly. Have a strict dynamic. You know what? I'm going to do yes because she is being a little brat. Holly, excuse me. I was reading to this child. Put her the fuck down. Holly, go deal with yourself. I was trying to read to this child to get my aspiration. And Holly is like, no, I won't let you. Holly, go fix yourself. Why are you still pregnant, girl? Honestly, I was gonna, like I said, I was gonna have Holly, like, kind of realize that maybe Raphael isn't totally in love with her 100%. Their relationship seems to be good, so like it's just fine. But like I was considering originally when I was writing the story and crafting everything that like they were gonna have kids, but then there was gonna be a child that wasn't his. That would have been Holly's child with someone else. You know what I mean? Um, but she kept getting pregnant with twins when I was randomized, and I was like, plus when I kind of did put them together and everything, like they do get along really well. So I was like, she's pretty satisfied in her relationship right now. Cause like, I think for him, it's like, I don't know if he's 100. I feel like Raphael's probably just bisexual, okay? You know what I mean? But 100% in the closet about it because he's not allowed to like men at all. That's inappropriate. You know what I mean? And, like, but I feel like as he gets closer to Malcolm again and they start to repair their relationship, that, is going to realize that, like, yes, I do love Holly, but I love Malcolm. Like, he's the one I would have chosen to be with if I felt like I had a choice. But I don't think he's going to hate the life that he had because he's close. They're friends. They obviously have a good romance dynamic. And, like, he loves his kids. You know what I mean? So, like, it's a very complicated place for him to be in. You know? It's just how it is. I can't move my hand because I made the mistake of sometimes I'll sit there when I'm not like moving my mouse and I put my hand on the side of my couch and my bird decides that means it is time to cuddle. And also now he is petting himself against my thumb. We're going to follow you. There we go. I can do that with my left hand. But he is now rubbing his face on my thumb. And my thumbnail. So he's petting himself. And it just feels very mean to move. And like, Bert, it feels so weird. Every once in a while it'll catch like under his beak. And you're like, oh God, it feels weird. I feel like I'm going to rip your face off. I know you're doing it to yourself, but it makes me feel weird. What? What? What was that? What'd you get freaked out about? What freaked you out? Did something walk by the window? It's just the sun. Are you scared of the sun? Are you a vampire bird? I know you do hate the giant devil orb in the sky. I really wish he would actually, like, read to her. It's really annoying that he never reads to her when he's trying. He keeps trying to read to her. He keeps trying to read to her, but she never wants to do it. Like, she never comes over. So it's like, I don't know if maybe one of the other kids will be good. Because, like, he keeps trying, and then she just, like, never comes over, and he never gets... And I don't know why Holly is still fucking pregnant. Like, why the game hates her and has, like, kept her pregnant belly. You're gonna dance. Okay, I wanted you to read to your damn child, but whatever, it's fine. Where is Holly? Holly, you're not actually still pregnant, right? No, but like, why is... Okay, can I go into MC Command Center? Like, why is she still pregnant? Like, why has the game... Like, but the game's been doing weird things like this, because one of my other Sims was pregnant via alien abduction and didn't... Like, see, she doesn't have a pregnant belly. Okay, you don't have a pregnant belly, but yet in the game is like, hasn't quite figured out she's not pregnant. I mean, whatever. I mean, reality, like, she just had twins. Her body's not going to snap back instantaneously, but, like, she looks like she's still carrying twins, and I'm concerned something might be wrong with the poor girl. Like, I think it should have gone a little bit away. There you go. Okay. I mean, listen, if that's the way your body is now and you gained a little bit of weight from having a baby, that's fine. It's okay. We're not going to love you any less. The only reason he's going to love you a little bit less is because he's technically really in love with a man. But also, I mean, he's flirting with everybody else, but they're soulmates. Why is this child crying? Ugh. Why is that damn baby crying? I would like to, technically we should just, their birthday's not till tomorrow. I might just age them up now, though, because, like, what's the point of keeping them? Baby care, let's age them up. Now, Forrest was the oldest, but who cares? And then I'm gonna... And then we'll give them a makeover between now and the next part. So you'll get to see them in the next part what they look like. I'm gonna make myself a note to do it. Let's see. This is Reese, right? Reese is into... You know what? No. Cautious. I can't deal with another... Oh, no, that's Forrest. Okay. We got a little redhead over here. More choices. Baby care. Age up. Make over the babies. It's so weird because now I got to get used to FL for Franken-Legacy because I put initials in my things. Congratulations. Thanks, Grandma. Okay, will you stop? And will you fucking age up this baby? What is wrong with you? Why will you not age up this baby? So Forrest is a little redhead. Why do you keep getting excited? Okay, there we go. It's like, why do you not age up the child? They are all redheaded children. Cautious and calm. Okay. That is so funny. Did Holly's genetics even bother? Did her genetics even fucking bother? You got green eyes. Okay, yes, her genetics bothered. They're looking at each other like, what the fuck? Okay, her genetics tried because they got her eyes. And I'm pretty sure Reese has her skin tone because Forrest probably is somewhere in between. Well, I mean, Raphael is tanner than her, but not too much so. So, like, not really sure. Are you sure this baby's mine? He's very tan. But, to be fair, I'm sure it's a matter of, like, she's in this skin tone range, he's over here, and then it's like, we're going to put the kid over here in the middle somewhere, and, like, you know what I mean? Because that's what it does. If you're at 1 and the other sim's at 3, you could be 1, 2, or 3. But because you could be in neutral, warm, whatever, and I have custom skin tones, sometimes it'll just randomly slap one on that's somewhere near, and you're like, okay, well, it's not working. So, it's fine. He just slightly tanner than everybody else. That's all right. Malcolm wants to invite my wife. No, Malcolm, you're not inviting my wife out. If it were me, oh, she wants healthy alternatives. She's so cute. Girl, you're capable of making food. You know what? While you're taking care of the babies, that's because all we have is grilled cheese. Why don't you cook something healthy for her? We gotta cook something vegetarian safe. Technically, that's vegetarian safe. She's not a fucking vegan. She's not lactose intolerant. Let's find something vegetarian. I don't think a tortilla-wrapped veggie dog. We can make onigiri, and we can also make some fruit salad. Let's make her some options. I know she just probably is like, yeah, but grilled cheese, because that's all we really... I just had him make food at one point. But let's have him make a bunch of stuff for her, because she's busy up there nursing the kids. So I know we're like overtime, but like I'm going to set him up to make some stuff, at least that are... Not that fruit salad is like... It's a great little snack, but yes, go for Akira. Aww, Akira's in this world. We haven't seen him in a long time. But Lola is sad about the dolls. Well, you know what? You know what, asshole? Don't break your dollhouse next time. Go to sleep. I'm going to cheat your hunger need up, and then we will have... You could put Forrest in the thing. I'm going to cheat that because I don't want to have to deal with... And you're hungry. And you can bottle feed the infant. So let's come take care of him. Because you were probably waiting to try to take care of him. And anyway, so what we'll do now that we have children, I don't know where Gemma is in her pregnancy. Hers I did and I didn't change. Holly's I did and I absolutely like. You didn't. No, I need you to resume the onigiri. I need you to finish making stuff. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to go. Where am I going? Relationships. Relationships. Aw. I do also want, like, as. It's so funny, stuck together. That's the clubs they're part of, but it's like. I do want them. I did not know there was a sentiment for this. Raphael had a nice sleep in Holly's arms and grew closer together. I've never seen that sentiment all the times my Sims have snuggled together in their sleep. I have never seen this one. That is so adorable. I'm gonna die. Stop it. Oh, I wanted to see where she is in her pregnancy. She's in her third trimester, so they might have the baby next time. Not that it matters, because we're not going to see her or anything like that. We're not going to be over there. We're not rotationally playing. We're really only playing with Raphael. But, there you go. Now your wife has some healthy options. They're quick hits. You made just some quick meals, but, it's the thought that counts. I'm also thinking that maybe before he, before he becomes an adult in the politician career, maybe he quits and maybe he quits his job and is a stay-at-home dad just because they don't need the money and awake and angry. Oh, I get that. Because this way, or maybe I'm just going to have him perform poorly. We'll have him skip work sometimes, leave early, and maybe he'll get fired. And then it'll be like, you know what? This is better. I can stay home. We have too many kids. And we got the money and my parents don't care. And whatever. You know what I mean? And his father he'd probably convince his dad and be like, it's just with the 3 young kids and Holly, her job's really important to her and I want to be there with the kids. You know what I mean? I feel like that's important. And would try to spin it some way, even though his father would probably be like, shouldn't the woman be home doing the woman's work? Which is bullshit, by the way, that logic. But Chadwick is very fucking full of bullshit. I mean, I don't necessarily know that he'd be that bad. Maybe he'd be like, I don't know, but I mean, I guess, because you could spin that you're staying home and you're taking care of the kids. That could be great for constituents. You know what I mean? He'd find a way to spin it, and meanwhile, Raphael would be like, yeah, I hate this fucking job, and I want to be with my family, and I hate politics. I don't want to be involved in this, and it would be just the first step to getting the fuck out of the misery cycle that he's in. But for now, we'll probably just leave it the way it is because he's managing. I don't think he's quite realized how unhappy he is, because again, he and Holly, he loves Holly and everything. And but again, he was accepting that, I'm gonna have to marry Holly. Okay, this is coming out and whatever. And I think he was probably considering the fact that he didn't. I totally forgot it was Halloween. Oh my God. I forgot it was Halloween. One, because she had to have the babies, but also because that stupid fucking, the way they did this bullshit update. God, I hate it so much. I've been bitching about it all week. I've been bitching about it since the very beginning. Don't have the little bubble and then hide it this way you don't know then I don't know it's a fucking holiday. Pop the fuck up, and if I want to minimize it, I can do that and it'll go away and I can ignore it. But don't just, it's Halloween, and then hide it on me because then I fucking forget it's there. I want my fucking holidays. Let them fucking stay open. Also, I hate the fact that they fucking close every time you toggle. God, I'm gonna yeet this game. I don't know who freaking made that decision, but they need to be slapped in the face for being stupid. They clearly do not play their own game. Or they clearly only have one sim that they play with. But every time you switch Sims, that stupid thing will close and you have to open it again. And okay, I want to see what. Then I go back over to this and I got to open it again. And I don't know why they think clicking 42 times is gameplay, but it's fucking not. So why the fuck did you ruin it? I like the little bubble. I like the way they changed it so the icon looks more like these. But it's really fucking annoying that I gotta go click it. Oh, okay, Holly wants to wear a costume. Okay, now I want to see what Forrest wants. Click it, open it again. Or in this case, it's gone and I fucking forgot the holiday was there because you hid it on me. What is the fucking point? If I don't want to see the holiday, I can click the button to hide it. But why the fuck would you hide the holidays from everyone just because there might be people who hate them? What is the point? Why fucking have holidays? Just delete them all. Just fucking delete the whole fucking calendar system then and the holidays. Just delete them all out of the game. Because clearly you don't want us to fucking use them because you made them fucking annoying as shit. Like, you've made them so unusable. The user unfriendliness gets me so mad. Like, why would you ruin this? Anyway, it's not the point, but Raphael will continue muddling through his life as we go, and then slowly realizing that maybe he's not as happy as he'd like to be. And I think he probably would have confessed to Malcolm and wanted to be with him and whatever, but Malcolm getting wind of he's engaged to Holly, and then them getting angry and getting into a fight, and then him sleeping with Gemma and all that stuff is like, kind of made them both mad at each other, and they don't really... And it's totally a misunderstanding, and that's gonna be part of them reconciling and talking about it. And it's gonna be like my family arranged for this marriage, and I like Holly, but I would have chosen you if I had been given a choice. But then you wouldn't fuck my sister. What the shit, you know? So, I mean, to be fair, Malcolm did sleep with Gemma in high school, but he was sleeping with everybody, so not a big deal. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.